Don't just burn calories, torch those little suckers. Base Camp Fitness Troy, opening up this March, will help you get maximum results in half the time. Our intensity intervals of cardio and strength training will supercharge your calorie burn, all in just 35 minutes. Make sure to lock in our founders rate and claim your 2-week risk-free trial by scanning the QR code on your screen. Base Camp Fitness Troy, located at 443 East Big Beaver Road in Troy, Michigan.
Watch soccer on the Michigan Soccer Network.
I watch soccer on Michigan Soccer Network.
لا تنسون تتابعونا على Michigan Soccer Network.
I watch soccer on Michigan Soccer Network.
I like to watch soccer on Michigan Soccer Network.
I watch soccer on Michigan Soccer Network.
Me gusta mirar fútbol en Michigan Soccer Network.
I watch soccer on Michigan Soccer Network.
I love watching soccer on the Michigan Soccer Network.
Back to Vitriol. He'll take a shot and he'll bear it! And then he'll fire it from Billows and it'll go in! Now Worrell has a good cutback from him. He'll fire one, and that's going to go in! Oh, and both goals so far. He'll fire one, and that's a wonderful save, Killernity. That's missed. Oh, it's Stone! And he'll fire one now from distance, and that is in! What a strike by Ben Maher! All right, well, we're continuing our college commitment interview series here on MSN. I'm joined now by Eddie Hudson III. Eddie Hudson, man, welcome here to our interview series.
Thanks for having me.
Well, you're very, very welcome. We've done a couple of these so far, and we're excited to bring you into the mix here. Farmington Hills native, go to high school at U of D, and have just accepted an offer to play and continue your college soccer career playing at Duquesne University.
Yep.
Very, very cool. So the first question I have for you, which we'd like to ask all of our guests, the first question is tell our viewers a little bit about, who Eddie Hudson III is, what you're all about.
I'm just a normal person. I mean, I go to school every day. Don't do much, but I mean, I go home, go to practice like every other person does. But mostly I just like to keep in a routine. That's probably the biggest thing that makes me go. I always have to be in a certain state of mind where, oh, I'm doing this next, or, oh, I should be doing this at this certain time.
Okay. So you have to have a plan.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. Which leads me into my next question. And, when we start talking about, playing soccer at a young age, not every player does a click, right? Not every player is at that a moment in their early days of soccer where they're like, wow, okay, I get this. It takes some time for some people. At what point in time did it click for you that, hey, you know what, I could play at the next level?
I didn't really know until probably U16 year, because up to U14, I would say, nothing in the game clicked for me. And it was almost like my dad was like, oh, you need to play. I wasn't playing for myself. I was playing for my dad, really. And it just, when I was 16, I finally understood the game, and I felt like I had a firm grasp on what to do. And that was mainly because I switched positions. I went from a striker to a center back. So,
and to be fair, I think people think that the center back role is like one of the easiest positions to play, and that is as far from the truth as it can possibly be. I think the center back role, or the sweeper role that used to be called back in the day when you played with three in the back and had a sweeper, I think then it was just, hey, you know what, just clear it and kill it, and who cares? But now in the new formations, the new roles that are in soccer, being a center back, it's so much more than just clearing a ball.
Yeah. It's almost like I think of it as you're almost like the quarterback of the team. I mean, you start the offense, and really you kind of have to think like a quarterback does, because you have to check down. If you play on a team that has like a behind the lines attack, you have to look behind the lines for the runners. But if you don't have that, there's so many other options.
Well, and then as you said, stepping out, right? So, a lot of times, and you play in the academy, so the style of play that you guys are playing is possession based, with a build up. A lot of times patience and and whatnot. So, a player, an outside back receiving a ball, and now you as the far left out center back, you now have to drop in order to create an opportunity to receive the ball. There's just a lot of things, and then knowing when to step too, right? Because a lot of times, defensive shape. If a center back does not know how to stay within the shape and that balance of the defense, you can really, really create a lot of open channels for the other team, which in turn creates goal scoring opportunities. So it's a very, very difficult role to play in. And kudos for you being able to do it, to adapt to that and change that role. So, my next question for you, Eddie, is a lot of times, we ask this question, right? You're being recruited by, colleges, you're having conversations, you're doing campus visits. What led you to Duquesne and ultimately to play soccer there?
It was really the feel that I had when I got there, and knowing it's my dad's alma mater. He went to law school there.
Okay.
But it just felt like my school, if that makes sense. The visit really, like, it closed the deal for me. Like, seeing how a couple of the freshmen lived for a day, it was what I wanted to do. And I really liked the city of Pittsburgh. I was surprised at how the location of the school was so convenient to everything else. That was really close the deal for me.
Well, yeah, because obviously living here in Michigan, the closest thing we have to big cities are Grand Rapids, Flint, and Detroit. And living in Pittsburgh, which is that's a whole nother level. It's a 9-hour drive. I just did that a few weeks ago for the United Soccer Coaches Convention, so maybe a 7-hour drive. But either way, a very fun place to be nonetheless. So, which leads me to my next question, and this is it's an important one because for you, your path, start at U16, kind of where you felt like, hey, this is where I could play at the next level. But there's a lot of players out there that are, maybe it clicks now, maybe they are playing for ECNL and academy teams now, and they're looking to enter that process of being recruited, right, or looking to play at the next level. And so what advice would you have for them? And when it comes to the recruitment process and everything that you kind of went through, what would be the advice you'd give to them?
I would say don't compare yourself to other players in the recruiting process, because sometimes you find yourself, if you see a kid commit earlier than you and you know that you're better than them, I've sometimes made the mistake of, oh, I'm better than that guy, I should be going to this school. And that it just holds you back, because really I'd say 80% of the college recruitment process is fit. And sometimes you're just not a fit for the program, and that it's not that they don't want you, is you just don't really fit in their system.
Well, yeah. I mean, and I think too, which is great, because we've heard that a lot from a lot of the players, is like, hey, don't compare, or just different terminology and different phrases for something very similar. And I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, every college coach and every program needs something different, right? And hey, when we talked with a goalkeeper earlier this week, right? And well, there's only one goalkeeper that can play on the field at one time.
Yeah.
So you comparing yourself to another goalkeeper, another player who might be considered better or not, doesn't always necessarily make sense. But more importantly, I think a lot of times too, when it comes to recruitment, Eddie, is that players think it's all about the talent. And a lot of times it's about all the intangibles too, right? The character, integrity, hard work, the things that you maybe can't see in a stat sheet, right? And that goes a long way towards being recruited as well. So, so what are you planning on? Do you even have an idea of what your intended major is going to be?
Kind of. I wanted to do sports media and information. That was probably my main one, and I think that's what the one on the application is.
Okay.
But it's still open. I'm still thinking about it, really.
Well, you are talking to a sports media and information company right now, so that's, yeah. But anyways, well, here's our two final questions. We ask them to everybody. We at the network here love talking about food. We taste food often. We do reviews. So my first question, we call it the bonus questions, is what is your favorite go-to meal? Like, what is favorite meal? Not necessarily food, but a meal, right?
I would say it's so go-to for me, grilled cheese sandwich.
Okay.
That's all I need. A good grilled cheese sandwich is I'm content with that.
All right. Now, do you just throw like just American cheese on that sandwich, or is it
So-
Texas toast, or is it just
Yeah. No, just
Okay. It doesn't matter. It's just
No.
grilled cheese.
just grilled cheese.
And no tomato soup to dip into that at all, or no?
Just
No,
grilled
just
cheese.
straight grilled cheese. Fair enough. Okay. Well, a pickle. Do you get a pickle with that?
Hate them.
Hate them. Okay. Well, okay. Grilled cheese sandwich. All right.
Yeah.
Perfect. And here's my final question. On the sweeter side of things, what is your favorite candy?
Probably those Sour Patch, the watermelon ones. Those
Oh.
are probably my favorite.
Those are good. Those are good. Do you like any other flavors of Sour Patch, or
They have peach ones now.
they
Peach-
do? We just tried those recently. They're fantastic.
Yeah.
Blue raspberry is good. We love Sour Patch here on the network. We eat them in every broadcast, and they're always very close by.
Yeah.
So, Eddie, man, we appreciate you joining us here on our college commitment interview series. We obviously will continue to keep an eye on you and your success at Duquesne, and hopefully one day maybe have you back on here talk some soccer.
Definitely. Thanks for having me.
Eddie, man, thank you very much. Thank you for stopping by the Michigan Soccer Network. To not miss out on any of the action, all you have to do is simply hit the subscribe button, and that way you're notified every time we bring new content or go live. Thanks for stopping by.